Hello students, today we will study next plate type heat exchanger. Okay, yesterday we have completed multipass heat exchangers. In today's class we will complete this plate type heat exchanger. As the name itself suggests that, what do you mean by plate type heat exchanger? A series of parallel plates are placed one above the other so as to allow the formation of series of channels for the fluids to flow between them. Okay, the space between two adjacent plates forms the channel in which the fluid flows. The inlet and outlet holes at the corners of the plates allow hot and cold fluids through the alternating channels in the exchanger so that a plate is always in contact on one side with the hot fluid. Like you can see in this, series of plates is being placed over one another. Hot fluid is entering the chamber within the red color and blue color is for the cold fluid. Okay, so this will be the flow of hot and cold fluids. This is again a diagram of plate and frame heat exchanger. What are the various parts we are having in our plate and frame heat exchangers? Okay. Various things are involved in plate and frame heat exchangers, like there are several tightening nuts, lock washers, tightening bolt, shroud is there, gasket is there, the movable cover is there on both sides, a carrying bar is there, the carrying bar is there. The work of that carrying bar is to carry all those plates in one series. Again, a heat transfer plates are also there. You can see it in red color and in blue color. Hot fluid is getting inside from one side and and from the other side the cold fluid is getting outside. Okay. Now, what are the applications of this? First one is, they are most common in the dairy, juice, beverage, general food processing and pharmaceutical industries. Also used in synthetic rubber industry or paper mills. What are the various advantages? It has high value of overall heat transfer coefficient, easy to maintain and easy to clean. There are no significant hot or cold spots in the exchangers. Now, next topic is our heat interchangers. What are heat interchangers? These are the devices used for transferring heat from one liquid to another or from one gas to another gas through a metal wall. These are known as heat interchangers. The heat interchangers are those in which the heating medium is a hot liquid and the liquid to be heated is the cold one. Okay. In heat interchangers, we are using a hot liquid as a heating medium to heat the other liquid. Okay. The film coefficient can be enhanced by both outside and inside. Okay. The film coefficients both outside and inside the tubes are nearly of the same magnitude. The value of overall heat transfer coefficient will be near that of the smaller of the two film coefficients. Okay. Examples of this are shell and tube exchanger, double pipe heat exchangers. These two can be used as heat interchangers. In this, the film coefficients can be enhanced by increasing the velocity of the flow, and from the point of the construction, it is difficult to increase the velocity of the hot fluid outside the tubes. Okay. So, it is difficult to increase the velocity of the hot fluid that is outside the tubes, but it can be easy to increase the velocity of the flow inside the tubes. Okay. However, the surface area of the contact can be increased by introducing baffles in the construction. The increased surface area of the contact enhances the coefficient. Now let us learn about baffles. What are baffles? They consist of a circular disc of sheet metal with one side cut away. Okay. These are the perforated devices to receive the tubes. To minimize the leakage, the clearance between the baffles, shell and tubes should be small. Baffles are supported by one or more guide rods which are fastened between the tubes sheets by the set screws. These baffles are placed outside the tubes and they increase the velocity of the liquid outside the tube. Okay, baffle make the liquid flow more or less right angles to the tubes, which create more turbulence. Baffle are present to create turbulence inside the tubes. These helps in reducing the resistance to heat transfer outside the tubes. Okay, now there are certain examples of heat interchanger. First one is liquid to liquid interchanger. The basic construction and working of any heat transfer equipment is more or less remains the same. Okay, only few modifications are included. Construction will be of liquid to liquid interchanger will be normally some tube sheets are there, spacer rods are there and baffles are there, okay, who are assembled first and then tubes are installed in between them. Most important parts in the construction of heat interchanger are the baffles because they are increasing the surface area of that liquid. Okay, the appropriate size of the tube is chosen for the fabrication and the guide rods are fixed to the tube sheets by the means of set screws. Baffles are again consist of circular disc of a metal sheet with one side cut away and they are arranged with appropriate spacing using short sections of the same tubing. Okay, baffles have perforations through which tubes are inserted. The ends of the tubes are expanded into the tube sheets. Now, the shell that has provided for introducing the heating medium, hot fluid, the outlet for the fluid is at the right side, top. So, this was the construction of liquid to liquid interchanger and how it works. The hot fluid, that is your heating medium, is pumped from the left side of the top of the shell and the fluid flows outside the tubes and moves down directly to the bottom. Then it changes the direction and rises again. This process is continued till it leaves the heater. Now, what is the work of baffles here? They increase the velocity of the liquid outside the tubes. Baffles also allow the fluid to flow more or less right angles to the tube, which creates more turbulence. These help in the reducing the resistance to heat transfer outside the tubes. Okay. Again, this was the working of our liquid to liquid interchangers. The advantages are it passes at the high velocity outside the tubes and it flows more or less at right angles to the tube. Next one is double pipe heat interchanger. As the name itself suggests, the fluid in liquid to liquid heat interchanger, the fluid to be heated is passed only once through the tubes before it gets discharged. That is single pass. Okay. But the heat transfer in this case is not efficient. When few tubes per pass is desirable, double pipe heat interchanger is employed. In this, the liquid is passing more than once. Okay. Therefore, its construction will be for that only. Two pipes are used. One is inserted in the other. The inside pipe is used for pumping of cold liquid to be heated and the outer pipe which act as a jacket for the circulation of the hot liquid. All the jacketed sections are interconnected. Normally the number of pipe section is very few. The length of the pipe is also less. Glass tube, standard iron pipe or graphite constructions are available for this construction of the pipes. But standard metal pipes are assembled with standard return bends. Okay. Now the working of this double pipe heat interchanger. The hot liquid is pumped into the jacketed section. Hot fluid is circulated through the annular spaces between them and carried from one section to the next section. Finally, it leaves the jacket. In this process, the pipe gets heated while the hot fluid loses its temperature. Liquid to be heated is pumped through the inlet which is provided at the right side and the liquid gets heated up and flows through the bent tubes into the next section of the pipe. Okay. So this was the working of double pipe heat interchangers. Okay. So this was the end of our chapter, flow of heat or heat transfer. Okay students, hope you have understood what I have taught to you. Thank you for listening the video.